What's up, sugaring community? This is Fast Freddy, also known as SDC, and today I want to talk about flaky sugar babies. There's nothing more frustrating than connecting with a girl. Maybe you haven't met her yet. Maybe you did meet with her and you hooked up with her even, and you gave her money, and she still doesn't give a shit about you. Disrespectful of your time, disrespectful of you, etc. And it happens. I mean, a lot of sugar babies, they're so beautiful, and because of that, there's a little bit of entitlement that they've experienced. Ironically, I've really found this to be true. There are some really genuine people who are just attractive. A lot of the times they were ugly ducklings, but I found that just the nature of the world, if you're good looking, sometimes you get a pass and you get entitled and you get used to being entitled, and the irony is you don't know what adversity is. So a lot of pretty girls that you run into, just because they have so many options, they don't give a shit about you, they don't respect you, and they feel like they deserve everything just for being pretty. So you're going to deal with that a lot. What you need to understand is that this, a lot of the times, particularly for quality girls, sugaring is not going to be a priority. And therefore, the responsiveness is probably not going to be as much as you'd like as a sugar daddy who's on here and even sometimes desperate for attention, desperate for physical gratification. You're on there and you want to meet now, and that just may not be the case for a sugar baby that you meet or a girl that you meet. That doesn't mean she's not interested. That doesn't mean that she's not a good connection with you, but she's just not responsive, and it's going to take a little bit to number one, get her interested, and then number two, maintain her interest. So when you interact with the sugar baby, there are going to be two types of girls that will respond ASAP and show a high interest. And honestly, you need to be careful about those girls. So number one, it's going to be a gold digger, or someone who's maybe not a gold digger, but so gold diggers, but also people who are desperate, girls who are desperate for money. And those are the ones that ironically, you might not want to be connected with, because they're the ones that are going to be disrespectful, and they're also going to leverage you and use you for your money 100%. Even though we know that this is part of the game, you don't want someone to be constantly using you as an ATM. And then the other girls are kind of desperate girls in general, and those girls are unhealthy emotionally, and you probably don't want to be involved with them either. But the other girls, like I said, number one, this is not going to be their priority. Number two, they also are going to be skeptical. There's a lot of scammers and assholes that they'll run into, and so they're going to be doing a lot more qualification than you. You see a pretty girl, you want to be with her. But these girls are going to be like, who is this guy? Is he going to hurt me? Is he going to annoy me? Is he going to scam me and take my money? Because there's a lot of even fucking scammers that try to get girls' bank accounts and use their desperation. So she's going to do a lot of qualifying. So if she's busy, she's working, she has her own life, she may not be responsive initially. And you guys got to be okay with that. You got to not rush it. You got to understand that things are not going to happen. You're not going to meet someone right when you talk to them. You got to go through the process. You got to go to the courting process. And while, the money might be a lubricant, it's not going to be just a free pass, of course, unless you're looking for like a hooker. And I've said this a billion times. That's up to you. That's up to them. That's your business. That's not what I'm here for. And that's not what I think sugaring really should be. So you really have to be indifferent when they don't respond. If you let on to any type of neediness, it's gonna scare them away, just like any type of just real dating. So when they don't respond, you really need to be able to kind of weather the storm and not be texting, double texting, triple texting, bugging them to get meet you, bugging them to get on the phone, bugging them to send. Of course, don't even fucking ask for any pictures or anything like that. You gotta let them come at your own pace. Now the tricky part is if you're in a drought, you're in some sort of drought, like a sex drought, or so that means you're horny, or you're in a drought of just you maybe just got into a breakup, you have emotional drought, or you just really looking for feminine company. It's going to be very hard for you, just like any of you. It's hard for me if I'm in the mode of scarcity, that if a girl's not responding, to not blow her up. The way to make sure you're not in that position is to have a rotation. Again, we've said this many times, there's dating coaches out there. You need to have a rotation so that if a girl doesn't respond, you're not tripping and you can move on to the next one. You can act accordingly because you're not in a mode of scarcity. You have to have abundance, so that you can take your time to build rapport. So again, you're having a girl, it may take days for you back and forth of responsiveness. As long as she's showing interest, you want to keep her sort of interested on a leash and planting seeds so that slowly you'll get closer and closer, and slowly eventually she'll be comfortable. So go slow, but don't be a cold fish. Qualify the girl, connect, send messages. If you don't get a response within a day or two, don't trip. A couple days, send another response just to check in. Yes, if they then are just non-responsive, move on. Now here's the thing. I've had many cases where a girl might not respond, and you're thinking, I used to think to myself, oh, she's not interested. And that isn't the case. She'll respond in a couple weeks. Again, this is not a priority. There's a side thing. She just wanted to try this out. It may be a couple weeks before she responds. Again, you're not waiting only for her. So you're cool with waiting a couple weeks. She's just an option, right? So if she responds, then, to your liking, if you think it's worth it, respond and continue to court. Now, and then, like I said, eventually you'll get somewhere as long as you're sort of escalating things. Now, there is a point, too, where I meet with girls, we've established a connection, and still they are flaky and non-responsive. And at that point, so I have my sort of tiers. I've created tiers of kind of quality. So to me, a quality sugar baby recognizes your value. Recognizes and is she's fun to hang around, she's not disrespectful, she recognizes your value, she recognizes what she's getting, the mutual beneficialness, she's obviously pretty and attractive and someone you like spending time with. Now the thing is, if she doesn't check off the respectful box, meaning she's not responsive, no matter how great you guys are, have fun or whatever, she's not responsive, she's flaky, she cancels dates, things like that, to me that she automatically drops into a low priority bucket. Now that does not mean that I'm upset with her. That does not mean, I may be upset, but it doesn't mean that I show I'm upset. And that doesn't mean that I drop her entirely, because here's the thing, we're not looking to get into relationships. If someone's like that, yes, she's not relationship material. If you listen to the Corey Waynes of the internet, if you listen to all the people, the dating coaches, and you're looking for a legitimate, relationship, that's not relationship quality. If someone's not respectful, not responsive, this is different. You're looking to see what you can get out of it. So if a girl to me, so let's say we've met or whatever, she's flaky or something, to me, I drop them into what I call like a nothing to lose bucket. What does that mean? So number one, I can still get something out of her. I may meet her once in a while. We have fun. I hook her up with whatever I can. We all win. But I'm not dependent on her. She's not going to be one of my priorities. And so a couple things happen. So for example, I will not put a priority for her in scheduling. So for example, if she says she contacts me, or I contact her and say, hey, let's hang out, and she's like, yeah, I'm free tomorrow, and then another sugar baby who's higher quality says she's free, I will cancel now on her, because she's proven to be flaky. She's not proven for me to invest in her. But if I have nothing to do, I have nothing to lose, why not? If I do have other plans, like for example, friends want to hang out, or my family wants to hang out, it's not worth me, putting her as a priority over them. Now, if I'm alone at home and I got nothing to do, why not? So I'm not gonna be butthurt if they're flaky. I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna be like like I said, the if this was a relationship, we're looking for a relationship, then you have to qualify and say, you know what, this person is not worth my time. This is different. I'm gonna get something. I can get something out of it. So she's now dropped into a, like I said, nothing to lose bucket. Her schedule is not a priority. Another thing I do, I might be dropping the rate on her. So if I'm initiating contact, I can't drop the rate because she's at a position of power. I want to see her. But if she contacts me and is like, hey, let's hang out, I may take a shot and be like, yeah, I can, but my rate, I can't afford this rate. You're gonna get half of what we talked about before. You're gonna get half of the allowance we talked about before. She's cool with that. That's her business. You have nothing to lose at that point. And again, that's only if she initiates contact, because that means she really wants to see you. But if you initiate contact, you don't have the ability to lower the rate. But those are some of the things that is attached to my nothing to lose bucket. Is that, you know what? Hey, we may run into each other, have a good time, both of us get something out of it, but you will not now, because you've proven to be a flake and you're not worth investing. I'm not going to cut you off because I can still get stuff from you. I can still get a benefit from you. You can still even get a benefit from me, but you've dropped in priority. You're not a quality arrangement. And you got to make sure that you treat them that way. You cannot hold your breath for them. They can't be you can't be exclusive with them, etc. So yeah, for situations like that, I used to think to myself, oh, they're not interested or whatever. No, they actually may be interested. You may be able to connect with them. So I'm realizing I'll throw out a feeler every once in a while. Every week or two, I might be like, hey, what's up? Reach out. If they bite, try to spin something again. Not as a priority, but just spin something out of nothing. If I have nothing to do, why not? What do I have to lose? So that's how I look at flaky. Again, flaky sugar babies, flaky girls. We're not here trying to marry any of them. They're not relationship material. They're not even arrangement material. But they could be like once in a while have fun material. And you should treat them that way. I wouldn't take any of their flakiness personally. You never know. They could have. I've had situations where 3 girls in a row cancel dates on me. Found out one of them, their phone broke legitimately, so we hooked up the next week. Another girl, she was flaky, but she ended up contacting me like 3 weeks later, and then we hung out. And then another girl, she just had to work. She canceled 3 times. She legitimately was busy. We finally hung out. Was an awesome person. We're gonna hang out again. You can't take these things personally. You can't take these things seriously, although you do have to take the tangible issues seriously. Like if a person, respectful or not, if their schedules don't match up with you, you got to take that into account. They got to drop in priority, so they're just not a good fit. But again, no getting butthurt, no getting upset, no getting emotional. You are benefiting, you're functionally utilizing them for what they're worth. And again, I'm not objectifying them, but they're going to get a benefit out of you too. So that's my time. Make sure to like and subscribe and get notifications on the next video. Sugar daddies, comment below. Sugar babies, comment below. And I will talk to you later. Thanks.